Hello everyone. Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at your life and wondered, how did I end up here? Not in a dramatic way, but just quietly, maybe while driving home from work, maybe on a Sunday evening, maybe on your birthday. You suddenly look at your life and you think, I never imagined I would be living exactly like this. Now, here is another question. Did you consciously design this life, or did it slowly happen without you noticing? Because I think that's how life changes for most people. Not through one big decision, but through hundreds of invisible influences working quietly in the background. And today, I would like to explore 5 of them with you. Because once you begin seeing them, it's very difficult to unsee them, and that's a good thing. So, force number 1, and that is your daily questions. Now, let me explain. Have you noticed that the two people can wake up exactly the same Monday morning and have completely different days? One wakes up thinking, why is my life so stressful? Oh my God, Monday is here again. The other wakes up thinking, what's one good thing I can accomplish today and the coming week? Now, here is my question. Which person is likely to notice opportunities? Of course, the second one. Not because they are luckier, but because they are looking for something different. This is something we rarely think about. The questions we ask ourselves determine the answers our brain starts searching for. If every morning you ask, why am I always behind, your brain becomes very good at finding evidence. So if instead you ask, what's the most important thing I can do today, your attention shifts. Same brain, different question, different focus, and you end up with a different day. So perhaps the first invisible force controlling your life isn't your circumstances, it's the questions you ask yourself every day. Force number 2, that is the stories you keep repeating. Can I ask all of you something? What's one sentence you've been saying about yourself for years? Maybe I'm bad with money, maybe I'm not confident, maybe it always happens to me. People don't understand me, I'm always unlucky. Now here is something interesting. The brain loves repetition. The more often you repeat a story, the more familiar it becomes. And eventually, you stop questioning it. You start living according to it. And you start noticing. So I'm not saying the story is true, but it is familiar. And familiarity is very powerful. Sometimes the biggest limitation in our life isn't reality. It's an old sentence that we have stopped challenging. Now coming to force number 3. That is the people you spend the most time with. Now, this isn't about cutting people out of your life, it is becoming about awareness. So, think about the conversations you have had this week. What do people around you usually talk about? Problems, possibilities, complaints, ideas, growth. You know why? Because conversations are contagious. Spend enough time around people who believe nothing ever changes, and slowly you will begin expecting the same. Spend the same time with people who ask better questions, who are curious, who are learning, and something begins to happen. Not overnight, but gradually your thinking expands, and it's very difficult to think differently if every conversation pulls you back into the same mindset. So you are an average of 5 people you keep your company with. So be very mindful that what is your circle. Force number 4, what you repeated yesterday. Now here is something I find fascinating. People often ask, what's the one decision that changes your life? Honestly, I don't think life works like that. I think your future is built from repetition. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't remember doing it yesterday or the day before, yet over years, these small actions matter. The same is true for thinking. If yesterday you spent 3 hours worrying and today you spend 3 hours worrying, your brain becomes better at worrying. Not because it wants to, but because repetition is how the brain learns. Now imagine replacing just one of those repeated patterns. Reading instead of scrolling, walking instead of postponing, listening instead of reacting. Tiny changes, but repeated often enough. That's how lives quietly change. Force number 5, the decision you never make. This one really surprised me. Sometimes our lives are shaped not by the decisions we make, but by the decisions we avoid. The phone call we never make, the apology we never offer, the course we never join, the book we never write, the business we never start, the conversation we have postponed for 5 years. Life isn't only built through action. Sometimes it's quietly shaped by hesitation. And every time we postpone something important, we are also making a decision, like we are deciding not today. The problem is not today repeated for years becomes maybe never. So let's bring it all together. So today we have explored 5 invisible forces: the questions you ask, the stories you repeat, the people around you, the habits you practice, and the decisions you postpone. Now here is the important thing. None of these forces are dramatic. They are very ordinary, which is exactly why they are so powerful. Because ordinary things repeated every day become extraordinary over time. And before we finish, I would like you to do something. Not tomorrow, but right now, today. Take out a piece of paper and write these 5 headings: questions, stories, people, habits, avoided decisions. Now ask yourself, which one is quietly controlling my life the most right now? Don't try to fix all 5. Just choose one. Because real change rarely happens when we try to change everything. It begins when we become honest about the one thing that's quietly steering our life without permission. So, I'll leave you with one thought. Most people spend years trying to control the future. Very few spend time understanding what's quietly controlling them. Maybe that's where the real change begins. Not by forcing life to be different, but by becoming aware of the invisible forces that have been shaping it all along. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this conversation made you stop and think, I would love to have you back for the next episode of Design Your Life, because next time we are going to explore another important question which I think each one of us has asked at some point. Until then, take care and remember, the life you see is usually created by forces you haven't seen yet. Take care.